Hej, hej, witam was bardzo serdecznie. Tu Elizabethiron i zapraszam was na kolejny odcinek z Nie, no trzeba jakiegoś asesyna w tym roku, ale to jeszcze nie ta pora. Dragon Age'a Veilguard, oczywiście kolejny odcinek. Aha, mi się wydaje, że ja brzmię dziwnie niż zwykle. Nie wiem czemu, znaczy czuję się Aha, budziłam się, czuję się zmęczona. Nie, że za mało spałam, nie te słowa. Ale jakoś tak, aha, dajesz, nie, w kość sobie nie daj. O Jezu, jak to brzmi. No, aha, weekend będzie ciekawy. Ponoć. Oczywiście, aha, czy ja się dzisiaj wyrobię z tymi odcinkami na ten weekend? Znaczy, nie no, przez 3 dni nas, nie no, przez 3, właśnie. Ewentualnie piątek, sobota, aha, i sobotę wrócimy wieczorem. Ewentualnie. Ale no, wychodne. Aha, mówił wczoraj. Aha, nie, bo się go pytałam, czy gdzieś wybywamy na weekend. W zeszłym roku też my byli w jednym miejscu. Miło było, fajnie. I z powtórka, ale nie. Aha, śniegu nasypało. Jejku.
Hey, glad you stopped by. I was gonna grab drinks with the Lords of Fortune at the Hilt. Come along if you want. Get to know the Lords. Sounds good.
No, idziemy pić! Aha, idziemy pić. Nie chcę mi się, Boże, nie te słowa, nie chcę. A kuźwa, nie pyskuj. Nie, kuźwa, no ja... Nie mogę z tym. Aha, 3 dni z rzędu pod rząd, czy jak słodkie jadłam. Nie, no mam nadzieję, że nie przyniesie dzisiaj, albo nie stwierdzi gdzieś, jak będziemy już gdzieś poza, że stwierdzi, że ej, co słodkiego, kuźwa, bo cię pójdę z kuźwa, wrócę do chałupy specjalnie pokapcia cię z kapcia. Kam ze mnie, wiem, ale no... Aha, bo nie mówiłam wam, w którymś odcinku miałam wam mówić odnośnie, że takie ciasto kupił takie drogie i ono było taki smak, czekolada nie belgijska, z Dubaju mówił, że to jest niby, że to drogie jest. I się śmiałam, to chyba w tym, w Wampirze macie, że mówiłam wam o tym cieście. Że takie drogie, że ono gdzieś tam tak złotem jadalnym było. Nie, tyle bym nie dała za ciasto, co za ten kawałek. A myśmy to jeszcze na pół przekroili. Więcej bym i tak nie zjadła. Więc, no, pistacjowe. Jak jedliście tak chrupkie, to w środku, nie, że na zewnątrz, wiecie, jakaś posypka słodka, znaczy taka krucha, tylko w środku to było tak... No tak jakbyście prawie orzechy te pistacjowe jedli. Znaczy, czy orzech? Ja nie przepadam jakoś za pistacjami. Ale chrupkie to było, o Jesus.
Okay,
O
that's enough.
Boże.
Quiet
Jaj?
now. Fine. Who wants a treat?
Nie, ja! Manfred może? No chyba nie.
I didn't know Manfred could eat.
Not sure if he knows either, but it worked.
Let's
Działa?
see what he does with it.
Yeah, if I had a treat. That was just a little white lie to quell the riot.
Are you sure it's little to them?
Nie. O Boże.
Now you've done it. Manfred won't be denied.
Come on, guys, give me a break. Rook?
Poradź sobie.
Guys, Davrin's really tired. Trying to fight archdemons. Evil gods. Yeah, that's not going to work. Sorry.
Wait, you can't just leave me.
Nie, Eliska,
Good luck with that.
Eliska, wróć, kuźwa, coś ty zrobiła, nakręciła jednego na drugie. Aha, i się będą... O Boże. No więc takie, no to... Takie, no... Bogate to ciasto takie było. No. A jeszcze wcześniej zjadłam takie 2 wafelki, takie... no. I oprócz tego ciasta kupił jakieś takie małe ciasteczka, takie orzechowe. No i kuźwa, oczywiście opcja... No dobra, resztę sobie może zje... No to dobra, stwierdziłam, no dobra, kuźwa, zaś będzie miał pretensje, że ja i tak... Ja dziwnie ostatnio w ogóle znowu jem. Złe to jest. W jaki sposób ja ostatnio jem znowu. I... No dobra, powiedział, że mam zjeść, to powiedział, że mam zjeść. Przyszedł z pracy później i tak mówię mu, że no dobra, kuźwa, zjadłam te ciastka, ale ja już nie chcę nic słodkiego. Ale on mi nie kazywał jeść, kuźwa. Dzięki.
I was not certain you would come.
You were the one who walked away. I never turn my back when my friend needs me.
The Evanurists seek the magic of the Blight.
Impossible. The Blight is safely sealed away forever.
Though I wish I could believe you, I have sensed the breaking of the wards.
I will investigate your claims. If they forget the danger of the Blight, I will endeavor to remind them.
What if, instead, you left the Evanuris and remained with me? Do you not wish for freedom from this struggle?
Be at peace, love. I will stop them.
As you must. The Blight is our mistake.
Nie, wasza wina, kurde. Nie, tu widzę, że będziemy mieć wszystkie
Did
wspomnienia.
Mythal call Solas love in that memory?
That's what it sounded like.
So they were doing it.
The elven gods were free with their emotions. They felt things deeply. The way they express things, well, it feels romantic to us, but that wasn't really how it was. Back then, I mean.
Nah, they were doing it.
Nie sądzę, poza tym fuj. Nie, jakie fuj, niech się... Ewidentnie. Nie to lotto.
Oh, they were absolutely doing it.
Being with someone you're rebelling against doesn't sound like Solas.
He also met her in secret and talked about how they could run off together.
No, halo.
It sounded so tragic and romantic.
Oh, wait. Never mind. That does sound like him.
So the Dread Wolf goes to Mythal. They might be fighting, but they have history.
And he warns her about the other god using the Blight. That's more important than his rebellion. It's like kingdoms coming together when an archdemon rises.
Mythal didn't think it was possible. She said the Blight was sealed away. There's an old legend about it. Davrin, the one with Andrul's armor. Not sure it matters.
Więcej.
We're deep in elven lore already. What's the legend say?
Right. Well, Andrul was the goddess of the hunt. She put on armor, magic armor, made of something called the Void, drove her mad.
I remember this one. The other gods were afraid Andrul would turn on them. She was doing all kinds of horrible things, causing plagues. It does sound like the Blight.
Well, it all ends with Mythal fighting Andrul. After, Mythal turned into a dragon.
She what? Why didn't you start with that?
Anyway, she took Andrul's armor away. Then Andrul's madness left, and peace returned.
Intriguing. So it's possible Andrul stumbled onto the magic of the Blight.
And when Andrul went mad, Mythal took it from her and locked it away.
Until someone started using it again.
Okay, Solas warns Mythal about the other gods using the Blight. It's not just bad, it's something bad he feels responsible for. The Blight was our mistake.
How is the Blight their mistake? Did they find it? Did they make it? What does that mean?
Whatever it was, it convinced Mythal to take him seriously.
So Mythal goes off to investigate what Solas says. Then, what? It's too clean.
Seems plenty messy with them doing it.
But this isn't just a memory. It's something Solas wanted to hide. What's the crime? What did we see here that he feels guilty about?
I think I might know. When the Inquisitor was saving the world from the breach, he met Mythal.
What? Like in a dream?
It was complicated. She helped the Inquisition. There was a magic pond and a dragon. Nice. The point is, she also said the other elven gods betrayed her, killed her.
Kto?
Okay, sorry, point of order. If they killed Mythal, how is she still around to help the Inquisition?
Rook, as a fellow watcher, you know there are ways.
I'm not saying she couldn't help from beyond the grave. I'm just asking how.
Elven god magic? She'd spent centuries gathering strength and sharing people's bodies, I think.
If it was a truly benign possession, that speaks to her character.
Solas tried to do the right thing by warning Mythal about the other gods using the Blight. But he got her killed.
Well, it's not just that she died.
What do you mean, Tosh?
It's... Ugh. There was stuff he wanted to tell her, but he waited too long, and then she was dead. He never got to make it right. That twists you up.
That's it. There's our crime.
Doesn't really tell us anything we can use, though.
We know more than we did. That's something.
Then I guess we keep our eyes open if we come across more of these memories.
Spoko, mam jeszcze resztę. Bo to wiecie, to są te statuetki. Więc... Aha, dzisiaj będziemy mieć wspomnienia. Dużo wspomnień. Same wspomnienia. I zaś gadanie. I znowu żal.
You dare to try to cage us, jealous of our growing power!
You will pay the final price for this betrayal. We warned you not to use the Blight. For this, and for Mythal, I sentence you to sleep in exile ever after. Your own lives will form the veil that keeps the horror you unleashed at bay.
Aha, oni za
So
każdym
he
razem tak
locked
będą.
the gods away and created a veil between this world and the Fade. I mean, they were terrible, no question. But what he did, it didn't just stop them. It destroyed our culture, our world.
It wasn't just to stop them. It was to stop the Blight. We've seen how bad Elgar'nan and Gillenane are. Imagine all 7 corrupted gods running wild.
So he created the veil just to keep the elven gods locked in their prison?
Yes, to keep them from accessing the Fade. But was the creation of the veil around the world an accident?
You heard him yelling. That's not the sound of a ritual going right.
What do you think, Rook?
Ja? Nie wiem. Poczekaj, dopytam. Aha, czekajcie, zaraz do siebie. Aha, nie tylko... Brzmi rozsądnie. Ale tu co jest opcja? Martwcie się. No, powiedzmy. Pochwala.
Honestly, it's a little terrifying. I've studied the Fade for years with the Watchers. The idea that the Veil, a fundamental part of our world, was an accident as Solas sprang his trap?
Astonishing. How little we truly know.
And a good reminder not to start spells you don't know how to finish.
I had another question, and I'm sorry, maybe this doesn't matter, but Solas trapped the blighted gods in an ancient elven building, right?
That's what it looks like. Maybe a palace? Fancier than what I've seen in Arlethan, at least.
And then, the Magisters were lured into the Fade. They broke in, which let the Blight escape, and turned the Golden City black.
Right, and the Black City hangs in the Fade, a little reminder of their mistakes. What's wrong, Lace?
It's just... The Chant of Light says that the Maker built for them the Golden City, the center of all creation. But if the Golden City was an ancient elven palace, then the Maker didn't build it. The elves did. The Chant of Light is Andraste's visions from the Maker, but it sounds like it's wrong.
You're asking if we just disproved the entire Andrastian faith.
Did we?
Chyba. Aha, do wyboru obojętnie. Czy mogę... Aha. W twórce... Nie przejmuj się tym. To... Aha, nie już nasz problem. To bolesne. Nie wierzę. Też mnie to boli. Uczucie od obawy. A inne? Właśnie ciągłą wiarę w twórcę. Ktoś, kto nie wierzy w Dobra.
I'm right there with you, Lace. I believe in the Maker. If it's all just ancient elven stuff and there's nothing else, that's a lot.
The Chant of Light has seen many iterations over the centuries. This may simply change our understanding of it.
I know, but that's a change to, well, everything we're supposed to believe in.
The Dalish clans are struggling with the same thing. What do we keep? What do we lose?
The elven gods, the Maker. No matter who you light a candle to, you've got some hard questions to ask yourself right now.
Doctrine is not the truth. It is one of many paths to the truth.
I recognize the sentiment, though not the specific quote. Who said that?
My mother.
Questions of faith aside, we have some very real gods that still need killing.
Looks like there are 3 more of these murals with the Dreadwolf's old memories. Wonder what else he's hiding.
Spoko, zaraz się przekonamy i wy zaś zasiądziecie ze mną do stołu. A ten tak na środku siedzi z tym większym wygląda jakby był dowodzącym. Aha, halo, kochanie, ty się nie... Aha, zapominaj. No bo to są te statuetki, zebraliśmy wszystkie na rozdrożach.
You have so long observed the world. Why not consider joining it?
But I have no desire to live as humans. I have the Fade. Besides, this talk of taking on a solid form. I think you underestimate the danger. When you took the glowing stone to build your body, did the earth not shake?
Delirium gives us the strength we had when we were of the Fade. We are the best of physical and spirit. I need your wisdom, Solas'a, to withstand the louder voices who would go too far like Elganon. I need you.
This is madness. You must know that. I will always follow where you go.
What?
This is astounding. The ancient elves were spirits who voluntarily manifested a physical form.
I'd rather go back to talking about the Blight.
Hey, Lucanus. Could Spite turn into an elf?
No.
Sorry, but... What?
Jak? No nie! Fascynujące.
This is... I don't even know what this is. And I'm not even an elf. I can't imagine what you and Davrin must be feeling.
It's fine.
We're spirits. What does this even mean? Could I accidentally banish myself?
To be clear, this memory only shows that the first elves originated from spirits. Balara, you and Davrin are no more spirits than anyone else conceived naturally.
Conceived naturally? Guess I'll go ask my mother.
An entire people were formed from a mass manifestation could change our entire understanding of magic.
If we let it out, is that the right call? Do you want bigoted humans yelling about how elves are demons?
Davrin's got a point. World's not short on small-minded humans.
Kochanie, nie nakręcaj się aż tak.
If the world learned about this and it led to attacks against elves...
Elves have enough trouble as it is down in Ferelden.
We have to tell someone, though. Strife and Irulan, at least.
If I told Thea and Viago, they'd think I was sampling Viago's poison collection. No one will believe us.
Okay, we keep this to people we trust who have good reason to know. No shouting it from the rooftops.
Nie?
Agreed.
A
The
balkon?
Morn Watch has a great deal of experience keeping dangerous secrets.
So, beyond the world-shaking stuff, what else did we learn here? Solas himself was a spirit.
What kind do you think he was?
Well, his name is Elven for pride.
Oh, okay.
There's something else. Not about spirits, or not all about them at least. Solas didn't want to become a person with a physical body.
Right. He only agreed after Mathal begged him.
Then that's his regret. He wishes he'd never taken physical form.
Maybe, but not just that. Solas was scared. They built their bodies out of lyrium, and it made the ground shake.
Kretyni.
Lyrium is the blood of the Titans.
The Titans would have felt it as an attack. They defended themselves.
The first memory we saw, with Elgar'nan seizing power, it happened at the end of a war.
A war between the Titans and the elves.
Lace, I'm so sorry.
It feels like we still don't have the full picture. But I think that's part of what Solas regrets. He didn't see the danger.
Except he did. He was worried. You said it yourself.
He did it for Mithal. Everything that followed, he could have prevented, if he just told her no.
And he's got a war on his conscience. Plus whatever we find next.
No, zaraz będzie ciąg dalszy wspominek. No bo ciąg dalszy. Jak wszystkie, to wszystkie. Ile już mamy w sumie? 2, 3, 4. Czyli jeszcze 2. 5 i 6. No, jeszcze 2, bo tu jest jedno i naprzeciwko mamy tam, o, drugie. No więc dzisiaj tylko będą wspominki.
Have you created what we need?
With this, the proper ritual will sunder every Titan from its spirit. But you must know those severed dreams will certainly be driven mad. A disembodied blight of pain and anger. It is awful what we're doing.
And the only way to end this war.
Solas made the weapon that killed the Titans. No, not killed. He cut away their dreams and left them broken and mindless. He passed me in the halls of Skyhold for a year. He made polite conversation, and he knew. He knew what he did.
No, przykro mi. To w jego stylu.
I don't even know what to say, Lace. I can't even imagine. I'm so sorry.
I served in the Inquisition. I know terrible things happen in war. But to do something like this...
The Titans were the size of mountains. I doubt the elves were winning their fight. He considered this the cost of saving his people.
Fear and guilt make people do stupid things.
To do such a thing. No wonder regret eats away at Solas.
No, it's worse than that. That isn't what Solas regrets. Those severed dreams will be driven mad. A disembodied blight of pain and anger.
Mierda.
You can't. That's not possible.
When a warden hears the calling, it's like a song in their mind. Sound familiar to you, Lace?
The song of lyrium. Of the Titans.
We think of the Blight as this monstrous force with no mercy, no compassion. Evil incarnate. Instead, it's a caged animal, mistreated and imprisoned for centuries, until all it knows is fear.
What does this mean for Darkspawn? Should we be trying to help them?
I don't believe so. If the Blight is a corrupted dream, Darkspawn may be mindless manifestations of its anger.
Right. They're not people. We're never going to get through to them.
The Titans are a problem for later. We have Elgernon and Gillanane to deal with now.
And then I want Solas to look me in the eye and answer for what he did.
Each of these memories has been a deeper regret, and almost all of them involve Mythal.
Only one mural left to uncover by my count. If we find it, we'll see what's worse than this.
No spoko, zaraz się dowiemy. Bo ja mam wszystkie pozbierane, wiecie. Mnie niespodziewa. No, każdy ten jest achievement. Aha, tak sobie zrobili.
I knew that you would find me soon enough. You need the power of a god, the strength that I alone still carry.
The blighted Evanuris will soon break free from their prison. I must make a stronger one that can contain them.
While the prison is important, it is not the only goal you seek.
Why should I not tear down the veil and bring back immortality to all the elven people? They deserve it.
The elven people of today do not deserve to see the world they love be torn apart to salve your conscience.
I must fix what I have broken. I am sorry.
As am I, old friend.
Czemu ona wygląda jak Flemet, jak wiedźma z głuszy. I tak dalej, i tak dalej.
Solas killed Mythal? After all that? Is this another memory from a different time?
No. He wore that same outfit in the Inquisition. We knew Solas woke up in this world without most of his power. Now we know how he got it back.
By killing the only other god around and stealing her power.
All that epic magic and godly power. In the end, it comes down to love and murder. Same as always.
Co to oznacza? No może ją kochał, no nie wiem, no mniejsza.
Every big mistake Solas made is tied to Mythal. He sacrificed his life as a spirit to join her.
He sacrificed his morals when he created the dagger to stop the Titans.
When the other gods struck her down, he destroyed the Elven Empire to avenge her.
Then he wakes up in this world, where everything's gone but his mistakes. And there she is, alive.
And after all he's done, she sides against him again.
All these mistakes are his fault. And hers, too. If she won't help him fix the world, of course he has to kill her.
So, how does everything we know help us now?
He's being honest about fighting the Blight. Whatever happens, he won't risk letting it back out into the world.
Agreed. But he has a plan to escape that prison, and not one we'll like.
He turned on Mythal, the one person he was actually loyal to. There's no way he won't turn on us.
He's a spirit, or was once. He might be able to possess someone, affect minds, all the things spirits do.
He created the veil. His very nature is tied to it. That will be a source of strength, but also a potential weakness.
Mythal has him all messed up. Anything about her or Elgernon is gonna make him angry. Sloppy.
Solas thinks he knows what's best for everyone. Anything he does, he'll do while telling himself he's the hero.
No, ale znamy go. No.
The bad news is that the god of lies and trickery is almost definitely preparing to betray us. The good news is that we've gone through his dirty laundry.
So, we know his motivations. You think we can set a trap of our own?
That's the hope.
You have witnessed the Protector's tale, Dweller. almost to its end.
Prawie.
Almost. How can there be more?
When the mighty fall, their echoes cross the ages. An audience is warranted. Speak with your visitor. She awaits you in the crossroads.
Okej. Punkciki! Czekajcie, punkciki. Dobra, rzucę ten kabel, nie muszę mieć. Wszyscy zadowoleni. Dziękuję za rozmowy długie. Całoodcinkowe. Dobra, zadanie. Zerknijmy sobie. Co tam się nam pojawi? Ktoś coś chce? Aha, Harding. Aha, tu mamy Solas'a, a tu... Aha, nie, bo jeszcze coś było, że właśnie... Aha, zadania. Też. Że strasznie spotka... Aha. Aha, Morrigan. No okej. No jeszcze porozmawiam sobie z pięknym. Piękny do Solas'a pójdziemy oczywiście, mam na myśli. Potem pójdziemy jeszcze na te rozdroża i porozmawiamy z Morrigan. No i tyle chyba będzie na dzisiaj. Aha, tak mi się wydaje.
How fares your battle?
The gods are moving against Weishaupt and the Grey Wardens. We've heard rumors the Darkspawn are being led by an archdemon.
And you have questions?
I need to know how archdemons relate to the gods. Are they just like the blighted dragons, or are they something else? I also need to know how to deal with the gods if they show up at Weishaupt.
I propose a bargain. I will answer your question if you answer mine.
What?
How are the Grey Wardens? Do they understand the truth of the danger yet?
Nie, bo są debilami. Idź z nimi porozmawiaj.
We've been through this already. You agreed to help me.
What did you think my help would look like, Rook? I need to know that you are prepared.
No się powiem.
You know I could just lie to you, right?
Indeed. But the truth is merely recalled, while a lie must be constructed. Knowing you would expend the effort to construct that lie rather than answer truthfully would tell me a great deal.
The First Warden refuses to listen.
As I feared.
I tried diplomacy. I tried being firm. Nothing worked.
When I asked you why you should be trusted to lead the fight, you said you were no stranger to fighting stronger opponents. That sufficed for me. But the Grey Wardens fight Darkspawn and Archdemons, foes no one else can stand against. They see themselves as the best prepared for this battle. You cannot defeat Elganan and Gillenane without the Wardens. What will you do to bring them to your side?
Nie no, o tego pierwszego strażnika chodzi, on jest nieogarnięty.
I don't have to convince all of them. I just have to convince the First Warden.
Or remove him.
What?
Enjoyable as that is to imagine, I doubt the rest of the Wardens would approve.
Did you know the Evanurus once numbered many more than those whose names survive in the Elven Pantheon? One warlord was particularly cruel. I sought to free his slaves, but so fearsome was his reputation that none would join me.
What did you do?
I made people laugh at him.
How did that help?
For 12 years. Every sound near him, from whispered pleas to shouted oaths to crackling fire, all became mocking laughter. His mind broke under the ridicule, and when he fell, his slaves rose up and joined me.
I doubt laughter is going to work on the First Warden.
If not that, then what?
Dobra, zrobimy. Może się uda go przekonać.
Whatever it takes.
Easily said. But it will have to be enough for now. You have answered my question, and I owe you an answer in return.
Yes. The old gods of Tevinter, the archdemons.
There never were Tevinter gods. The archdemons, as you call them, were always merely the weapons of the Evanurus.
All right. Let's hope we can find the gods before they find their weapons.
Unfortunately, the Dragon Thrall's life force is bound to the Evanurus as both power and protection. You will not be able to kill or likely even harm one of the Evanurus until their Dragon Thrall is slain.
Czyli smoki mam się wziąć za nie. Jednego już zjadłam! Za to... Nie, to jest inne, to zadanie było inne.
The old stories of the Tevinter gods have them whispering in the dreams of ancient magisters. How did they do that, if they were just tools of the elven gods?
The archdemons were once high dragons. The Evanurus bound them as a source of power. When I imprisoned the gods, their dragons remained free. That was my mistake.
How so?
I never bound a dragon to myself, for I believed that to enslave another creature was immoral. As such, I did not understand the power that connection gave. I thought the prison I had made was perfect. But their dragons were the conduit through which they spoke to dreaming minds.
To trzeba było przytulić smoka i tyle.
What can you tell me about the archdemons themselves?
Each is different, shaped by the whims and ego of its master. Elganon is the lord of tyranny. He would have ruled alone had Mythor not forced him to share power. Those who are strong, he molds into dictators themselves, with visions of godhood. Those who are weak, he crushes. His archdemon reflects him. It is huge, to feed his ego, the epitome of dragonkind, bent to his will.
Tyle ty tego nienawidzisz.
Elganon sounds legitimately terrible.
He is cruelty and arrogance personified. All of the Evanurus were flawed, but he made all of them worse. By contrast, Gillenane was a servant of Andrul, whose skill at making monsters earned her promotion to the Evanurus. She is brilliant, ambitious, and unconstrained by anything you would understand as morality. In a kinder world, you would never need to see what she has done to her archdemon. In this world, I only hope you kill it quickly. In any event, the Evanurus will not be vulnerable until their archdemons are dead.
Any other surprises we should know about?
Even with their dragons dead, the Evanurus are powerful and well protected. You will need to use my dagger, the one you recovered. It can pierce their enchantments and strike them down.
All right. Kill the archdemons, then use the dagger to take down the gods.
Even a single opportunity to strike the Evanurus down will be rare, fleeting, and costly. You will not have another chance to catch them unawares. When you strike, you must be fully prepared.
Dobra, jeszcze skoczymy sobie, wiecie, ten... do Morrigan. Ale to sobie muszę zadanie zaznaczyć. Które to było to? Rozdroża tu. Really? Muszę ich wybierać? No tak, bo wychodzisz z latarni. Dzień dobry, przyszłaś, stoisz. Powiedz mi coś.
Well met, Rook.
Nie wiem co, ale powiedz mi coś.
How did you get here?
I did tell you I had my ways through Illuvians when I introduced you to the Inquisitor, did I not?
The Illuvians in general, yes. But not the Dreadwolf's Crossroads.
I would think you have more pressing questions at the moment. Questions about Solas and Mythal?
Mythal?
The two gods have always been linked, have they not? First, when Mythal bade her companion spirit to abandon the Fade and take on mortal form. Then, when Solas spilled Mythal's mortal blood, that he might absorb her power as his own.
Wait, how do you know exactly what we saw of Solas's past?
Think upon it, Rook. You saw for yourself in the Dread Wolf's memories. When Mythal stood against the gods' manipulations of the Blight, she was betrayed and struck down. Yet she survived and returned ages later to aid the Inquisition in its hour of need. How?
Magia starożytnych elfów. Chodzi o duchy?
So if Mythal was originally a spirit, maybe that's how she survived her body's death?
Very good. Mythal was a spirit turned elven. And when her body was struck down, to spirit, she returned. Her essence sheltered in a willing mortal vessel. Over the centuries, she journeyed from host to host, slowly amassing her former power anew. Until once again, she was struck down, on this occasion, by Solas. He absorbed her power, but not her memories.
Then where did they... Wait, you?
As you say.
Nie, to jakieś moje głowie mi świt... Kuźwa, czemu mi się w głowie świta, że wiecie, Flemet, ta wiedźma z głuszy, bo ten strój miała taki nie wiem, nie pamiętam, może ona powiedziała, że się nazywa Metal, ale ja głupi pomysł, że właśnie, jest córką Solas'a i... Tak, głupie to jest, ja wiem.
If your Mythal returned in Morrigan, we need your help with fighting the gods.
And here I am, as you may notice. But there is something I must make clear.
Wiem, głupie to był pomysł, ale... Kochanie, co ty mi robisz? Co to miał?
That was like how Elgar'nan and Gillenane can talk in your head, but...
'Twas Mythal you heard, her echoes. Yet I am not the goddess returned.
What are you then?
I once feared Mythal would consume me were I to carry her, but 'twas not so. I remain free-willed and mortal. What I now possess is but a spark of Mythal, shadowed memories through which to sift for meaning. As to our admixture, I suspect you have questions?
Nie, to był głupi pomysł. Kuźwa, ale fajnie by brzmiało.
You would have met Solas in the Inquisition, right?
I did indeed. 'Twas before I possessed Mythal's memories. At the time I thought Solas a scowling elven apostate whose sole passion was finding arguments. He heard me, in all my ignorance, expound on the histories of the elven people, explaining legends he had witnessed himself.
Bet he loved that.
'Tis not a memory that brings me pride.
Nie, to było głupie. Nie ten.
Do you have information we can use against Gillenane or Elgar'nan? Or Solas?
The last time Mythal faced Elgar'nan and Gillenane, she was struck down by the very dagger you now carry.
What about Solas?
You may recall he murdered Mythal's former host to claim her godly might as his own. I hoard no untapped magical secrets, Rook. What I do possess, I share freely with you and the Veil Jumpers.
All right.
Dobrze, kochanie.
So there's the soul of an elven god inside you. How does that even happen?
Mythal's last host was my mother, Flemeth.
Oh.
Nope.
When I learned she intended me to become the next receptacle of an ancient god's soul, I feared naught would be left of my own. It inevitably came to pass on a deep night. I was awakened by the presence of a blaze of magic in the shape of a woman who both was and was not my mother.
I don't think I'd recover from that.
Neither did I, at the start. Mathal's memories were both gift and burden, this blazing woman told me, but I must accept them of my own accord. The decision was paralyzing. What would it mean to become such a host? What would be lost if I refused? In the end, 'twas something in my mother's voice which guided me.
What was that?
Regret. Not the regret of a god, but of a mother who knew she would never see me again. And so, my mind remains my own. What I gained was knowledge, both Mathal's and of those who bore her.
How can you carry Mathal's soul if you're not an elf?
Her spark has sheltered within both elves and humans who were sympathetic to her in thought and circumstance. Mathal's last host was a woman wronged, trapped by those sworn to love her. We may readily imagine their kinship.
You didn't come out here just to tell me you're Mathal.
I am not Mathal in her entirety, but yes. The Dreadwolf has occasion to visit you in dreams, where he portions out advice. And now, after finding his memories, you have peered into his deepest sorrows. Tell me then, what do you make of Solas?
Nie wiem, dalej go nie lubię.
I should ask you. Mathal knew Solas better than anyone.
I would influence your answer. Or do you mean to discover if I would stand directly against the Dread Wolf were there a need?
Would you?
I shall aid you in any way but that, even had I the power. What has passed between Solas and Mathal, I beg you, do not ask this of me again.
Stara się, szkoda, trochę.
Every decision he made, Solas thought he could save people, stop things from getting worse. Now his only way forward is a plan so terrible, his last friends had to stop it.
An unfortunate belief that all paths are closed but those one has already taken.
There might have been a better choice.
'Tis not malice which made Solas your opponent, but conviction, a belief that only he may halt what he set in motion. Yet Solas was once beloved of Mathal. 'Tis his very loyalty and love for his people that led to the tragedy we now face. You may be in a position to determine how it ends, more so than either of you might realize.
Maybe there's a way we all get what we want.
Do you truly believe such a thing?
Well, maybe at least what we deserve.
If you would shape the outcome of your battle, I've one last secret to share. When Mathal was struck down by the other gods, it was with her own lyrium dagger, the dagger you now carry. Solas recovered it from Elganon, and from it extracted a fragment of Mathal that had lain hidden within its depths. This fragment, a younger sister to the one I carry, if you will, resides here, in the crossroads. I can open the way for you. Find her, survive the encounter, and the essence you obtain will aid you in times to come.
Przeżyj spotkanie. Haha, a który ma poziom? Bo ja nie wiem.
Another fragment of Mathal? In addition to the one inside you?
You are aware of what the word fragment means, are you not?
No.
One small piece of many, formed when something greater is broken. The first elves were spirits, as you well know, and when a spirit is broken, it may shatter into pieces, each holding part of the original. Among the ancient elves who became known as gods, Durthaman and his brother, Falondine, are but one example.
You make it sound like this piece of Mathal is going to attack me.
You know Solas, and have seen Elganon, and memories of Mathal. They are creatures of emotion, as all spirits are. The fragment of Mathal that resides in me lived among mortals for thousands of years. She has grown wiser and more patient. This younger sister has not. She is the essence of Mythal as a god. She is unlikely to listen to polite requests, and though she is but a fragment of the goddess, the battle will test you sorely.
If she's just going to attack us, why tell us about her at all? We have enough enemies already.
A fragment of a god's essence is a powerful thing. It may give you options against Algernon and Gellanane, or against the Dreadwolf himself, should he prove as cunning and treacherous as ever.
No pewnie. Jakieś
If I were to try to talk with her, do you have any suggestions?
She will demand respect, but detest flattery. She appreciates righteous anger, but will not tolerate pity. She is, for want of better phrasing, prickly. But if you are determined to try, then I wish you luck.
Dzięki. Który ma poziom?
What kind of spirit was Mythal before she became an elf? I know Solas is elven for pride.
Mythal enjoyed ruling and having power, but it came not from the overweening desire to crush resistance, as is the case with Algernon. The emotion that inspired her might best be described as benevolence, a guiding hand inclined to kindness. But like any spirit, when angered or twisted against her purpose, a more violent aspect arose. Where the Dreadwolf's wisdom gave way to pride when the world did not meet his standards, Mythal's benevolence gave way to retribution. After all, when kindness fails, the guilty must be punished.
You would know this aspect of Mythal better than anyone. Could you try talking to her?
I dare say she would attack me on sight.
Spirits can't get along with fragments of each other?
Spirits, certainly. But the aspects of a self-righteous god who have walked different paths for ages? One bears the insult of her betrayal by the Evanurus, and then by Solas, as fresh wounds, insult upon injury. The other once fell in love with an Alamari chieftain and lived happily in a swamp for centuries. Each reminds the other that another path existed, that they could have been wrong, and nothing angers Mythal like being wrong.
Thank you for the information, Morrigan.
I only ask that you reflect upon what I have said. The Dreadwolf is not so apart from the world as he thinks. There, you have the advantage of him.
No okej, dobra, wiecie, skończymy sobie tu odcinek w następnym... No zejdę tam na dół, zobaczę o co chodzi. Aha, jak bardzo mnie zbije, znaczy zje. I tak dalej. Dobrze, no nic, dzięki za oglądanie. Proszę o subskrypcję, jeśli wam się podobało. Komentujcie, lajkujcie, dzielcie się moimi filmikami ze znajomymi. Gdzieś tam na jakichś fajnych stronach było bardzo miło i bardzo mi to pomogło. No i jutro ciąg dalszy Wampira i Dragon Age of Veilguard. Dzięki, cześć!